What is tech sales? The SDR versus AE breakdown. Let me ask you something. You've heard the phrase tech sales thrown around. Maybe a mate told you they're making $150K in their first year. Maybe you saw a LinkedIn post about quota clubs and trips to Vegas. And you're sitting there thinking, what are these people actually doing all day? Because from the outside, it sounds like a lot of buzzwords, a lot of Zoom calls, and somehow a lot of money. Today, I'm going to break down what tech sales actually is, what the job looks like day to day, and the two common roles you need to understand if you want to break in the SDR and the AE. So here we go. Tech sales is the process of selling software, SaaS platforms, or technology solutions, usually to businesses, not consumers. You're not selling someone a new phone at a Telstra store. You're selling a company a cybersecurity platform, a CRM, a data analytics tool, or a HR system. Something that solves a real business problem and costs anywhere from $10,000 to tens of millions of dollars a year. And here's the thing that most people don't realize. You're not just selling a product, you're selling change. You're asking a business to rip out something they've already have or invest significant budget into something new. That's why the job can be hard, and that's why it also pays very well. The companies you've heard of, Salesforce, HubSpot, CrowdStrike, Atlassian, ServiceNow, these are tech companies with massive revenue generating sales teams. And they're always hiring because good salespeople are one of the hardest things to find. Now, within tech sales teams, there's a structure. It's not just one person doing everything. There's a machine. And the two most important entry points in that machine is an SDR and an AE. SDR stands for Sales Development Representative. Some companies call them BDRs, Business Development Representatives. They can be the same thing. The SDR's job is to build pipeline. That's the fancy way of saying your job is to find potential customers, get them interested, and book a meeting with them. That's it. You don't close deals. You open conversations, and here's what that day actually looks like. You start your morning with a list of companies that fit your profile of who your product can be sold to. You're doing research, what's going on with the company, who is the right person to talk to, and what's likely keeping them up at night. Then you're reaching out. Cold emails, LinkedIn messages, cold calls. Yes, actual phone calls. You're running sequences, following up, getting ignored a lot, and occasionally getting someone who says yes. I'd love to learn more, and that's when you win. That's a booked meeting, and that meeting gets handed off to the AE. The SDR role can be a grind, and I won't sugarcoat it. You're going to hear no a lot. You're going to have weeks where nothing converts, but it's also the best possible school for learning how to sell because you're doing the hardest part of the job, starting conversations with someone who wasn't expecting you. Most SDRs are targeting a quota of booked meetings per month, somewhere between 8 to 20 qualified conversations, depending on the company and the deal size. And here's why this role matters for your career. Every elite AE I know either started as an SDR or wishes they had, because this teaches you pipeline discipline, objection handling, and how to communicate value fast. Those are skills you will use forever. AE stands for account executive. This is the closer. If the SDR is responsible for starting the conversation, the AE is responsible for finishing it. Their job is to take a qualified meeting, run a whole sales process, and convert that opportunity into a signed deal. And a sales process is not just a show up and pitch. A real enterprise sales process involves multiple steps, multiple stakeholders, and a lot of strategy. Here's what the AE is actually doing. First meeting, they're not pitching, they're discovering. What problem does this company have? What is it costing them? And what else is involved in this decision? What does the success look like for them long term? Then you're running a demo or a proof of concept, showing how the product solves their specific problem for that specific company. Then you're navigating the internal politics, because in a big company, buying a new piece of software involves a legal team, procurement, IT, cybersecurity, finance, and 5 other people who all have opinions. The AE has to manage all of that. Then they're negotiating commercial terms, contract length, and pricing. And ultimately, they close the deal. An AE might run anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 opportunities all at once. They're managing a pipeline, tracking where each deal is, what needs to happen next, and making sure the opportunities aren't going cold. In terms of earnings, this is where it gets interesting. An AE's compensation is typically split between a base salary and a variable pay, meaning commission. If they hit quota, they're earning their OTE. And in tech sales, entry-level AE OTEs typically sits anywhere from $150K to $200K. Enterprise AEs, that ceiling goes beyond $500K. So how do SDRs and AEs work together? Think of it like this. The SDR is the hunter who finds the prey, and the AE is the one who brings it home. In most tech companies, an AE will have 1 or 2 SDRs supporting them, booking meetings into their calendar. But an AE also has to generate their own pipeline, especially at smaller companies or for larger strategic accounts. The SDR role is the typical entry point for someone breaking into tech sales. You spend 12 to 24 months learning the product, the market, the buyers, and the craft of selling. Then you level up to AE. Some people go AE to enterprise AE, and others go into sales leadership, revenue operations, or customer success. The career paths in tech sales are genuinely very broad, but they all start with understanding this foundation. So here's the summary. Tech sales is selling software and technology solutions to businesses. It pays well because it's hard, it requires real skill, and the revenue you generate is directly tied to your compensation. The SDR generates pipeline, they find potential customers and book meetings. The AE runs the deal, they convert those meetings into closed revenue. If you're looking to break into this industry, these are the 2 roles you need to understand. And if you want to know how to actually land one of them, that's exactly what we do at Double Triple. I'll drop the link below and let's get you in.